Good morning, everybody. This is Dr. Mo with Morning Cup of Moes. It's a beautiful day here in Metro Detroit where we finally got decent weather. We can't wait to do this episode. We got some great topics going on. If you guys haven't done so already, please follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Morning Cup of Moes is our handle for all of them. You'll be able to find us. Hopefully, we'll come up in the searches. Doc, give us the topics.
Dr. Ahmed with you. Today our topics are coffee as usual. We're going to talk about an interesting topic. Doctor's not giving it 100%. We're going to talk about some spicy news that happened in the NBA.
Yep.
Also, we're going to finish off with some NFL talk.
Of course.
Let's get into
NFL.
it.
It ain't done yet.
NFL's always around.
It's always around, baby. We're always going to be talking about that. Let's talk about coffee. So we got the Sweetwater, which is right on Canton Center and Cherry Hill. They got another one, I believe, Plymouth and Ann Arbor.
You said Ann Arbor,
yeah,
right?
in that area.
Right by our office.
Yeah, we had a lot of requests for them. So the ones that we went with, I walked in and basically told them, hey, listen, I got I like a little bit stronger. Mo likes a little bit lighter, but he still likes that coffee taste, not too milky. He gave me the French Vietnamese Outlet, Dragon Eye, and the Midnight Blend. So those are the three that he sort of gave me. He said the Dragon Eye was a little bit more of like a latte, a little bit more milky.
Oh, that's more me, right?
That's more you. He said the French Vietnamese is more, you taste the espresso, but you still get that latte taste into it. And the Midnight Blend is just their slow drip, dark. It's their dark roast. Okay, so let's start off with the, what's closest to me? French Vietnamese. Let's try out that one there.
So this is mine.
That's you there.
Thank you,
Our
sir.
wonderful cups again, which I absolutely love. Oh, we're waiting for you. Go ahead.
I'm ready, man.
Go ahead, my man.
Let's do it. Whoa.
No, that's good. I taste that coffee great. But it's still got a little chocolatey taste
I
to
don't know
it.
how to describe it, though.
It's got a little chocolatey taste is what I'm tasting. You taste the milk a little bit, but you really taste that triple shot of espresso. So you really taste that espresso, but it's calmed down with the amount of milk, whatever their sweet condensed milk is that they're using. It actually gives it a good taste after.
I think it's a little too sweet, though.
Maybe a little, but no, I still taste how strong it is, though, which I like.
Rate it.
Rate it. 6.9.
It's good, but I don't know.
6.9.
6.3.
6.3. Well, that's the first time you're a little bit lower on one. Look at that. Look how you growing up, my boy. Let's go. Let's go. All right. We got the next one, Midnight Blend, which is this one right here. I gave you this little cup because I know 100% you're not going to like it. A little too strong.
All right. I'll prove you wrong. I am a man.
Them little boy taste buds. No, see, now that's very strong,
That's
right?
too strong.
This is your morning cup. This is what I would take. It needs to be hotter, but we traveled 30 minutes to get here, so it's got a little bit colder. But it's got it, even with it being a little bit colder, which I hate cold coffee. I cannot do cold coffee.
You're scorching hot.
I'm scorching hot with this, which this isn't there. But your face is saying no. You're like wincing.
I mean,
but I could do this in the morning. I could stop off
this
before I
type
get
of
to
coffee
work.
that wakes you up in the morning.
Yeah, but
exactly
it
what
doesn't
it is.
have. So I've had strong coffee before where it sort of has that sour, weird taste. Like it tastes burned.
Are you
Where
not
it's
tasting a little bit of sour to this?
A little bit.
I'm
There's a
getting
little
bit
bit,
of
but I
sour
feel like
taste.
that's more or less because it's cold. No, I mean I could do that morning. It's got to be scorching hot.
Yeah.
Having it just straight black,
This
maybe.
kind of tastes like my Keurig coffee, though. Like
No,
straight out of
Kirk's too
Keurig.
light.
I don't know, bro. This
Kirk's
is
too
what it
light.
tastes like to me.
Rate it. What do you got it?
Sorry. Solid 5.
Why are you saying sorry? Solid 5. Yeah, no, I'll give it a 5.5. I'll give it a 5.5. I mean, that's just where all my black coffees, the way that I like my Timmy's, like the Pike Place, like it's that consistency I'm talking about. I'm not meaning to be wowed by it, but it's like, you know what you're going to get when you're getting a black coffee. Is it sour? Is it not sour? This has a little bit more of a sour taste than your Timmy's would. But it's also that dark roast.
For sure. It tastes exactly like my Keurig, though, I swear. Because
So-
I use a Floger's blend.
Yeah.
And it tastes exactly like it.
Yeah. So but you just don't like dark roast.
Yeah.
You don't. You need more of a medium or light roast is what you would like. So dark roast, it's not bad for a dark roast. I mean, you know what you're getting with it.
It's nothing special, I'm saying.
No.
It's just-
So here's the Dragon
it is what
Eye.
it is.
Dragon, I'll take this one. That's you in your cup. This one was, we had a couple viewers actually tell us about this one.
Yeah.
And I walked in just asking for this, but after I told him I like it a little bit stronger, that's when he told me, hey, get this one instead of the Vietnamese one. He said I would like that one more. So I'm assuming you'll like this one a little bit more.
It has an aftertaste.
It's just milky.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a little too light for me. Like I would stick, he was right. He was dead right. I would stick with the Vietnamese or the Midnight.
This is too milky.
That's where I would go. Yeah, that's too milky. Go ahead, rate it.
5.2.
Yeah, I'm going 4.8.
Are you?
Yeah, I would never order it. I mean, a lot of people swear by it, but a lot of people don't love the coffee taste, right? They want more of that milky taste with the coffee caffeine effects.
Yes.
I like the coffee taste. Okay.
See,
so
the reason I said sorry earlier, I just don't like giving low scores, but at the end of the day, you got to
be honest. You got to be honest. It is what it is. So I'm going to keep on sipping on this one and this one right here. That's where I'm going for the day. So let's get on to our next one here, which is our best coffee of the month.
Black Box.
Black Box was easy. I think that was our highest rated. And now I think we'd have to go back and look at the numbers, but it would be between
the matcha and the caramel, right? With them.
Yeah, so those two are phenomenal.
Those two are the top
so Black Box is on top for this past month. I would put them on top just with Matari as well, which I think I think Matari would be 2. They would be 3, and then let's not even mention the other 2. But yeah, those would be my top 3.
That's the Starbucks. Oh, Panera's been there.
Oh, that Panera cold coffee. Oh
my god.
No. Yeah, no. Starbucks, you gotta understand, their menu is so large. We could probably do 3 months of shows just on their menus.
Just Starbucks, yeah.
So it's just, we will go back to them and try different ones, but it's just a matter of their menu's so big. So the ones that we tried, we struck out on, but we'll try different ones.
So you think Black Box, Matari, is that what you said?
Yeah, right now Black Box, Matari, Sweetwater is where I would go there.
And then the rest don't get ranked.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't even put up there. Yeah, I wouldn't, because I would never go and say, oh man, I'm craving that, I want it there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So on our next topic, which you really wanted to bring this up. Yep. Go ahead, start it up.
Doctor's not giving it 100%.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about chiropractors real quick.
Okay.
So I feel like as of late, I've been seeing a lot of patients come in telling me that they've been to different chiropractors. And like our system of play is every time we get a patient, what do?
Exam, history.
Our first thing we do is we put them in the office. And I have patients looking at me like, why am I sitting in the office first? They're so used to all right, come on in, lay on the table. 1,
Sit
2,
them down,
3,
whack them, crack them, baby.
Bye-bye. But it's not about that. It's about seeing what's wrong with the patient. Like, is a surgical history not important?
Very important.
Very important. Hospitalizations.
Important.
Basically, the whole history of what they've been through.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you're going to claim the doctor title, either do it 100% or don't do it at all.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, these patients are coming to you, putting their trust in you.
Of course.
For them to be better.
Yes.
And I just feel like chiropractors have to be better.
Why do you think that is?
I mean, I think people are in it for the wrong reasons.
What are they?
I mean, I feel like people are quantity over quality, which quantity equates to more money.
Of course.
Where it's all about
a financial
quality.
gain. It's a financial gain at the end of the day.
People are losing their trust in the medical industry.
Yes.
Like people don't want to sit down with doctors anymore and talk to them because all they're looking at is this.
Yeah, well, and I get that. And you can take that to every other industry, but let's stick with chiro for now. When I'm looking at other chiropractors, when I get stories of, I tried chiropractic, it didn't work for me. Every chiro is different. Okay. And that's the sad truth. No one has a complete recipe book or regimen of what's right or not right. And the problem that I have with a lot of different chiros is someone that sort of, this is my technique and it works for all.
Yeah.
There is no technique that works for all. It's just like when we talk about coaching. Yeah. There's no one system that works for all. You have to change your system per person.
Everyone's different.
Everybody.
Treatment, every patient is different.
So every time we sit down for the history, where do you get a majority of your information
your
from?
Your diagnosis comes from the history.
From the history more. And then
you legit just talk to them.
And what's your exam doing?
Verifying the history.
That's all it's doing. So during the history, you probably have a differential diagnosis of 5 or 6 different things that you could think of. And then during the exam is when you're actually trying to figure out, okay, which one are we crossing off at that point? And I think that's where the monetary side of things is where it starts getting very lost in translation, where it's come on in, let me see as many as possible and go from there. Like I've talked to a couple chiros recently. And I've told them our numbers and how many people were seeing on a regular basis. And they were sort of stunned that I had an associate at that point. Like, why? You could see them all on your own. Because once I feel like I get to a certain number, quality starts to go down. and it's just quantity game at that point. And if quality, there's no time. It's not humanly possible to give quality work and see that many people in a single time frame.
Yeah, people are taking their time out of their day to come to the office and sit there. No one wants to go in the room for 1 minute and leave.
No.
And I'm not saying all chiropractors are like this. I'm
No,
just
they're
saying
not.
that some chiropractors need to be better. That's
Okay,
all.
so and let's take it to a different industry. Or let me give you an example first. When we're looking at examples, to the point the other day I had a patient come in, was referred by a loved one that comes and sees us. He fell off a ladder, outstretched arm. It's screaming glenohumeral joint or AC joint. Okay, he couldn't raise his arm. Was here and then started sort of compensating, coming down this way here to get his arm up. I said, okay, he got x-rays done of the shoulder. We did everything we possibly can. No fractures, no breaks, no nothing. He went to the ER as well right after and they didn't find anything either. So he came to me to sort of relieve his pain a little bit. And we did the exam, look at his neck. Okay, we seen some things wrong in the neck, but that's not what he came with. So we sat down for the history, and he's sitting down because I don't like to treat the same day because you just never know what's walking in your door. I like to actually diagnose everything and actually see what we need to do, what our course of action is. So when he came in the second day, he was expecting treatment. Okay. And I get it and I understand it. And we gave him a little bit of modality treatment just to calm down the pain levels. But looking at him, I looked at him square in the face. And I was like, listen, at the end of the day, you came in here. Do you need chiropractic treatment for your neck? Yes. Is that what brought you in here? No. So if you're coming in here specifically for your shoulder, I'm sorry, you need an MRI of the shoulder. We referred him out to one of the MRI centers. You need an MRI of your shoulder. He was upset. He was mad. He wanted to get treatment. But my job, my duty as a doc is to put him in the best place to get the results that he came in for. The results he came in for was for his shoulder. So I sent him to an ortho. I sent him for an MRI and told him, hey, get back to me and let me know what happens because your neck's going to end up needing treatment, but that's not what brought you in here today. For sure. So yeah, he was upset. And that was a tough conversation because at the end of the day,
you want to help everyone.
He was willing and wanting to do anything I possibly can. But for me to BS him and lie to him and tell him, yeah, I could fix everything. No, that's not in my nature. I can't do it. Nope. So, and you have the same thing when you're talking in regards to the medical profession. Okay. Not saying medical professionals have one of the top tier educations you could ever get in your life.
Yes.
Okay. The problem is the minute they graduate, that top tier education goes out the window. And it becomes more of what their pharmaceutical reps are saying, what their whatever is saying, so on and so forth, right? And the biggest problem, and I put a lot of this blame on the patients as well, especially in the medical world. Patients walk in now and tell their doctors what they want.
Prescription-wise, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you see that so many times.
You see that too many times.
Yeah.
And I sort of feel like the docs are sort of getting beat up enough where they're just like, okay, I got to worry about reviews now. I got to worry about my ratings with this hospital in order to get our bonuses. I need to worry about all these other things that I can't act like a doctor and do the business at the same time, where they're having a hard time with that. Now, I still think the doc should actually say, no, I'm sorry. I'm the professional in this room.
You need to,
This is what you need. You don't need antibiotic for a viral infection. Let it run its course. Get your water, get your vitamins, do everything you got to do.
Basically putting your foot
If it's
down.
a bacterial infection, different story.
Yeah.
But if it's a viral, you don't need it. You don't need it. You're the doc in the room.
So used to these medicines, and they always want them. And that's how the whole epidemic started with all the pain meds and all that.
So, and that's the pain meds. But let's talk about pain, for example. Okay, and let's make it into a topic. Go back to chiros. When you're talking in regards to chiros, what do chiros all always claim? Pain, right?
Yeah, we can help with pain.
But a lot of them are, no, we could help with constipation. We could help with earaches. We could help with colicky. We could help ADHD. And they start naming off a million different things that we can indirectly, we can help with that. But what's our primary thing that we could kick its ass every single time it walks through our door?
If you're in pain, come to me. I'm going to get you out of
it. Neck pain, back pain, headaches. That's us. Okay. So when you got a bunch of different people that are trying to get into different niches and not doing being a professional, what they were trained to do, that's where you start having an issue because ego, which we talked about week 1, I believe, ego starts getting in the way where they want to fix everything.
So let me ask you something. Yeah. Would you rather be good in every little thing, or would you rather be okay in some things but perfect at one thing?
No, I want to be a professional and perfect in one thing.
One thing?
I want to be a specialist in that thing. And my specialty is literally, it's pain. Okay. Yeah. Whether it's a sports injury, and pain comes from multiple different, whether it's chronic, whether it's acute, whether it's arthritis, whether it's whatever it is. No, I'm good at pain. I can knock pain out. No problem.
Yeah.
Time frame, in today's world, the instant gratification, that's where the medicine comes from. Okay. Because if you look at a lot of the medical docs at that point, they don't know a lot of pain. Okay. They don't know because they know all the other stuff. They know the viscerals. I don't remember the viscerals. Okay. I could go back and get a good refresher. I know what to an extent, but what I'm saying is that are you going to fully diagnose a visceral issue?
No, you need imaging and all that.
You could have an idea and refer to where they need to go. Yeah. Right. So with the imaging, we could tell you normal, abnormal, but a fully diagnosis on the imaging, no, we're spine.
Yeah. See, the thing that bothers me is the whole X-ray approach to things with chiropractic.
Yeah.
It's like, do you truly know how my body looks without an X-ray?
No.
Like, what if I have something going on, like thinning discs, for example, or a spondy, for example, or stuff of that nature, or maybe even a fracture.
Yeah.
And you're sitting here, you're gonna put me on the table and bash on my back.
So there's a lot of, I've had patients where I haven't X-rayed because they're coming in for straight wellness. They have no issues. They have no underlying problems. They're younger, especially in the younger crowd. But to not take that for granted, I'll give you another example. Okay, we talked about this before. I had a 17-year-old kid come in. Okay, came in with mid-back pain. He had a history of a couple traumas, but it was past traumas, like when he was 14, 15 years old. And this back pain would just not go away. Had a hard time taking a deep breath in. Chiros, think right away, hey, rib head, done. Can't breathe in, rib head. Usually that's a lay down, adjust him, he's good to go next 2 days, okay? A couple red flags went up, whatever, took x-rays, ended up seeing a fractured rib.
Yeah.
So that is why, we don't have x-ray vision. If you need to do it, do it.
For sure.
Okay, but you as a professional, you shouldn't have to x-ray everybody from head to toe, right? There's certain areas that need to be x-rayed because that's what we find in the exam and history.
The problematic areas.
Yes.
And one more thing before we move on.
Yeah.
The first month that I started, the first thing that I seen on X-ray was a pars fracture. I don't know if you remember it or not.
Yeah.
But the classic presentation that we're seeing is numbness, tingling. What do we think?
Yeah.
Disc, right? Disc. And I'm like, let's go ahead and further investigate this. We took an X-ray and we seen a pars fracture. So.
And they had to get referred out right away.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing we could do for that. It's just time will heal it, and then you end up going to see a neuro.
It's fine to refer people out.
And it's okay with that. But what I'm saying is, and I get what you're saying with they're losing trust, but there's a lot of people that are beating up these doctors and forcing them to sort of practice this way. There are the patients at that point. Okay.
You just got to put your foot down as a doctor.
You got to put your foot down as a doctor and be like, nope, this is what needs to be done.
Yeah.
Okay. So on to the next one, the good old NBA news.
Oh, it was a spicy week, wasn't it? How do you like that trade first?
Oh, you want to go into the trade?
Yeah, I want to go into the trade first. So that's the biggest topic.
I liked it. Listen, at the end of the day, I don't know Kyrie as an individual, right? None of us do. But Kyrie was very opportunistic to the point of, I sort of feel like he coasted a little bit for a while. And then the last 2 weeks when he knew he was going to say, okay, I'm done, which I also read that they tried to negotiate with him, and I had offered him almost 120, 140 mil for 3 years, whatever it was, whatever the numbers were specifically. Don't quote me on them. But that third year was only if he won the ship. Okay, so that's when they didn't even send a counter offer.
Championship clause.
Yeah. That's why they didn't even send an offer back, and they said, nope, give me a trade.
Yeah.
And honestly, the owner of the Nets, he didn't want Kyrie there anyways. I'm sorry.
He didn't want Kyrie to go to the Lakers.
He didn't want him to go to Lakers. He didn't want him to go to Lakers.
I'm so salty.
I know you are. You're always salty. Anything that has to do with your boy, you get salty, of course.
Man, I wanted a Kyrie LeBron reunion. I really did. Because Kyrie, since the championship in 2016, he's done nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. After that, went to Boston. I think first year in Boston, he got hurt. First year in Boston, they got bounced out of the first round. Second year, he got hurt. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
And then he went to the Nets.
Yeah.
And man, I just feel like Kyrie is so much better with LeBron. Because at the end of the day, Kyrie's record with LeBron is 132 wins, 51 losses. Without LeBron, 228 wins, 240 losses. Isn't that crazy?
Larger sample size, but that's a big sample size. I mean, you're still talking about a total of 183 games.
Yeah.
So that's when he was with LeBron.
Not to be biased as well, I think LeBron is better with Kyrie as well.
100%.
I think it's a mutual relationship.
100%.
I want to see it so bad, man.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I applaud you for that. You are growing up, my man.
Thank you.
This is the first non-biased thing you said about LeBron since we started.
Is this how it feels to be old?
That's exactly how it feels. To actually talk with common sense. Yes, that's how it feels. Yes.
So the trade was
Spencer
Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, an unprotected 2029 first-round pick, and 2 future second-round picks. And then the owner of the Nets came out and said he made it objective not to send Kyrie to the Lakers.
And that's being salty at that point. Not giving Kyrie what he wanted, but he hurt his organization. He had 2 other better offers that he didn't take.
The Suns and the Lakers.
The Suns and the Lakers. Just because he didn't want to send them to where he wanted No, that's a bad business.
He's the
move.
moron of the week.
Yeah, that's a bad business move at the end of the day. You send him. What does it matter? Okay, what conference is the Nets in?
East.
Okay, so if you're sending him to the West, what does it matter? Okay, if anything, hope you see him in the championship. Get what's best for your team. Yeah, so the fact that he did that, now that's the other thing that I was sort of surprised that Kyrie wanted to go out to Cali, because same thing. It's the same mentality, same ownership, same everything, basically, with how they run their day-to-day lives.
Yeah.
So that's where it's just like, when you sent me, hey, Kyrie really wanted to go out to Lakers, I was like, okay, who's the source? Like, is that true? And then I just seen it everywhere. I seen it Blitz Report, ESPN. I seen it everywhere. That's where he really wanted to be. And it was the owner that came out and said, no, we're not going to give him what he wants. Yeah. Which is just like, at the end of the day, you're running a business. You're running a business. Make the best. Man. Yeah, make the best decision for the business as it goes at that point. And he didn't make it. So yeah, he's done to the week. Though? No.
You don't think so? Why?
They're both ballers. They're both unreal. Very ball dominant. Neither one of them play defense. But at the same time, do I think they can work? Yes. Because they're both studs.
They say Luka is a poor man's LeBron. Basically, the ability of LeBron's not as athletic.
Yeah.
Great scorer, great passer.
Yeah.
If Luka was older than Kyrie, I would say it works.
Well, and that's my thing.
Kyrie needs that.
That's my thing. Yes,
thing on top of him.
I don't think anybody's there to sort of hold him down. So we're like with Antonio Brown with the Steelers. Tomlin was able to hold him down.
Yeah, after he left.
The minute he left, it was done. Right now, that's CTE and all that other stuff is different story. Yeah. But I think LeBron could have sort of kept Kyrie in check of keeping him focused with basketball and basketball only. And that's another thing with LeBron that I think it was his tweet of it must just be me, or it wasn't me, or is it me, or whatever. That was funny. But I think he could have, and I think he could have had more success in LA. I love Luka, so I hope it works out. But you'll tell in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
There's no defense on that team.
Nothing.
I don't know.
None at all.
Like, in order for them to win, they got to come out and score like 130 plus
every night,
every single time,
every night.
I don't see that happening.
How hot are they? You know what I'm saying?
Talk about your fight.
Hey, that Donovan Mitchell and Brooks, that foul, that was so bad, and I'm sure we got the tape on that. But when he fell to the ground, okay, and he spotted him. He looked to see where his midsection was, and he turned around and just whipped right into him. And I'm just like, it was like, what the hell just happened? I haven't seen that much of a flagrant.
But Brooks has been so dirty, man, as of late.
Yeah.
It's like he's trying to antagonize everybody.
But that was bad. It was 2 nights in a row there was bad fights. I know the second night there was one as well. I don't remember between who, but that one was bad because when I seen that and then what was it, Mitchell, just Donovan throwing the ball, chucking the ball at him, and then
blame him?
And then one of the coaches came off the sideline, the gray shirt that's in the video. The gray shirt, that was one of their coaches that came in and basically tackled Brooks to take him down. Yeah. So I don't know what the repercussions of that was, but that was a dirty play.
Suspended 4 games.
Was it 4?
Something like that.
Yeah, that was a very, very dirty play. And he sort of had it coming with his, the ball being chucked at his head, I believe. So he had it coming. The next one, what's this?
KD.
Yeah.
You think KD stays where he's at? You think KD leaves? There's reports that KD might go to Boston.
I think he should.
For Jaylen Brown.
I mean,
Jaylen Brown's a baller.
Yeah, he is. He's been doing good.
So they're trying to team up Tatum and KD.
Oh my God, that would be nasty. That'd be nasty.
Special.
I think KD leaves. Truthfully, I mean, the good thing about KD right now, from all the reports I'm seeing, he has say in everything. The owner's putting him as his right hand, basically, and keeping him in the loop with everything and anything that he does.
Yeah.
So he has those capabilities to stay fresh with them. So does he leave? It matters how comfortable he is. If he wants to win, he's got to get out of there.
I think he leaves.
If he wants to win, he's got to get out of there. Plain and simple.
I think he either goes to Boston. I could see him in Phoenix as well.
Okay.
Those are 2 destinations I could see him.
Yeah.
If he goes to Boston, I think they win. But man, Jaylen Brown is so young. I don't know if I don't know if
you get rid of him.
How old's KD? KD's pretty old. Old for basketball.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
35, I think?
35, I believe. But even if you send him to Phoenix, who are they going to send in return? Chris Paul
and...
You know what I'm saying? The same offer that they gave the Nets.
Jay Crowder and like 2 picks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So would the Nets really... But then again, the Nets just gave away Kyrie for just to prove a point. So...
Before we move on from NBA,
that was interesting.
You think my boy gets it tomorrow?
All day.
36 points?
He should. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, some of those tickets are going for $75,000.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe it.
That's crazy.
But I'm like, it's nuts. It's nuts to the point to spend that kind of money on a ticket. And truthfully, like, I've been to games. I have. I like sitting at my house, watching on TV and enjoying the game, being able to watch the replays and seeing different things.
Yeah, but you could say you witnessed that moment. Like,
that's true, but I could witness it from my couch, baby.
but you're not there.
You're not there. I know. But
does this mean anything for LeBron though?
I think it goes through with my point of, longevity. He's been doing it at such a high level for so dang long, just to prove his athletic capabilities. Yeah, I think it says for that. I mean, you're gonna have the whole GOAT title and who's GOAT, who's not GOAT. This is gonna just another thing in his resume to prove his point further. But do I agree with? Does it have anything to do with his GOAT title?
Do you think this is the greatest individual stat in NBA?
Greatest individual stat in NBA?
Yes. Because
most
he
points,
said this is equivalent to the home run record.
Yeah, it is.
MLB.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's equivalent to that. I don't know if it's the greatest ever though. Truthfully, like once again, I mean, I'll never take it away from him, the longevity that he's had and the high level that he's been playing at for so long. But I mean, it's just, you got to look at it in sort of waves and what he's doing.
Yeah.
It sort of talks about what we're going to talk about later with Brady. It's just how long they've been in the league and him playing at that high level is all on him and what he does in the offseason. So do I think it's the biggest stat? No, but do I equate it?
Stat, yeah.
Huge. Do I equate it to home runs? Yeah, without a doubt.
For sure. Let's get into your sport.
Yep, NFL, baby. So there was good old, more conversation of rule changes that the NFL wants to make, which drives me absolutely insane because now they're talking about this hip drop tackle, that they want to stop this hip drop tackle because there was a video or when Tony Pollard got hurt, you actually see him coming running the ball or catching the ball. I'm sorry. And he got caught from behind and the defender sort of wrapped up from behind and then dropped right down. And when he dropped down, he fell onto his ankle, fracturing his ankle.
How do you stop him?
You don't, I mean, come on. Like, listen, they have already altered their game so dang much. How in the hell how are they supposed to tackle him? How are they supposed to tackle him? Well, they did that with the stupid Pro Bowl. I mean, no one's going to watch.
Pro Bowl was awful.
No one's going to watch. So it was just funny going through on Twitter and Reddit and seeing a lot of these different professional athletes, all the NFL players, sort of commenting. They about to have us getting dragged down the field like we're trying to tackle Spike from the Little Giants. That's Adrian Amos.
Michael Carter, ain't no way.
Yeah, and then Robert Griffin III put a picture of Tyrese crying and say NFL's defensive players right now because there's no way. Like even if you're looking at who was it? Was it Cam Hayward? This is so stupid. How the heck are we ever going to get guys to the ground? They thinking too much.
Yeah, the game is so tailored to the offensive side nowadays.
Too much.
Because offense is what sells the tickets, man.
It sells the tickets.
People want high scoring games.
I know they do, and that's bad.
Like that.
I would rather have a good product. That's a 9-3 game. Yeah, it's boring, but it's still a good product that's battled out down to the wire than these 40, 50 point games. Okay. Yeah. But doing this, it's how do they tackle? They've already altered it so much that they can't think, because you got, as on a defender, you got to think quick. It's got to be more of an instinct than a thought process. So they've changed their thought process. They changed their instinct so many times over the past years with these different tackling rules. And now you're going to put this in there. How are they supposed to take them down?
That's how you get hurt as a defensive player, when you're overthinking. And you're making
Why do you think these injuries are so high right now too?
It's like they don't care about the defensive players.
No.
It's tailored for the offense.
They don't fill the seats.
They're the ones that sell the tickets.
They don't fill the seats. And that's all it is.
I feel like the NFL is becoming way too much. Like at this point, just make it flag football, like the Pro Bowl.
Yeah. And speaking of the Pro Bowl, did you watch?
I had no idea the Pro Bowl was on.
I didn't care to watch it. Yeah.
Like I seen little snippets of it.
Yeah.
Flag football?
Yeah. Flag.
And then I think Jalen Ramsey tackled Tyreek Hill. I don't know if you've seen that or not. He trucked him into the whatever.
Yeah, I seen that.
Into the end zone.
Yeah, it was... I had no desire to watch. They did sort of like a mini games.
They gotta be better with that.
How do they get more viewers though?
Some guy on TikTok, I seen a video. He's like, take the worst two teams in the NFL.
Okay.
Make them play. Whoever wins gets the first round pick. I'm thinking what you should do is take the last 4 teams and make a tournament out of it. Whoever wins it gets the first pick. You know,
we got one weekend. You got one weekend. So you're talking about basically having a toilet bowl for the first round pick.
For the first pick.
Yeah, for the first round.
I would do that 100%.
Yeah.
Like, I would watch that.
Yeah,
especially
but then
if your team's in there.
Logistically speaking, that's 4 more games or 2 more games that they got to pay these players for. they would never do it.
But make it into a Pro Bowl-ish type thing, like a flag football thing. I don't care.
Yeah, and I know, like I think it was MLB. Whoever wins the AL or NL, they get home field advantage.
Really?
For the series. Okay, so that's where it's like put some weight onto it. Like this is like it's just horrible. And there was a lot of players complaining, saying that hey, this outline is just god awful.
I had no idea it was on.
Yeah,
like the All-Star weekend in the NBA, you know it's coming.
You know it's coming
because it's advertised and it's here and there and it's exciting. The dunk contest.
I think they've took over the All-Star game, just like with baseball and the home run derby.
Yeah,
they had those mini games that is just everyone talks about and waits for. Like as a kid, I never watched the All-Star game.
Really?
For the NBA, I watched more the slam dunk contest and 3-point contest. Okay, that was my thing. Like I made sure it was sick, but it was just more or less I liked those mini games more, and that's what I felt like the NFL was doing more this year.
Yeah,
was they realized, oh shit, we're 20 years behind. Like everybody else is doing these mini games. That's where they're getting all their viewerships from.
Yeah,
we need to start doing like that, and I think that's sort of where they started transitioning. And I just think the players just they don't want to be suited up. They just don't. It's a vacation to them.
They're like whatever.
But when they took it from Hawaii to Vegas, like players, I mean, whatever. Really once again, anymore. Pro Bowl, sort of like what we talk about with All Stars. It's fan voted. It's filling seats. That's all it is. It doesn't. It's a moneymaker. That's all it is.
The GOAT or no GOAT?
Man, I don't know. I don't think you could take it away from him. Truthfully,
so he's the GOAT
with the championships and all that good stuff. But I'm gonna give some.
Isn't there where he went to college?
Yeah, he went to. Yeah, of course. It's where he rode the bench for Greasy until Greasy got hurt. But I'm going to go through and sort of give some reason. I'm not going to take away the GOAT title from him just because of championships. But let's go through and talk about this, okay? Because I know you're just completely he's the GOAT no matter what. But I'm just questioning here, okay?
Yeah.
So just a question here. Upon retiring, right, he won the Super Bowl in 2002. He got injured in the AFC Championship. Bledsoe came in, won that AFC Championship. And then there was talks the entire 2 weeks in between that Bledsoe should probably play that Super Bowl. He ended up, I think Brady ended up playing it. Mm-hmm. Brady ended up playing it and won that one. Okay.
He won it.
Yeah, he did. 2004, won it. 2005, Spygate, won it.
Spygate was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Spygate was horrible.
I was watching a YouTube video on it yesterday, and it's terrible. It's terrible, but it's terrible how they didn't get caught until later.
And that's what I'm saying. So and it affected
who thinks of that?
It affected my Steelers so much because that's who they had a lot of the tape on. And Spygate, crazy. If you look at it, they got a slap on the wrist. Okay, the penalties that they had, and there was a lot of like backdoor stuff of okay, hey, you got to do this and you got to pay these fines and yada yada yada. But Spygate 2005, Deflategate 2015.
Deflategate was a little different. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something about Deflategate.
Go ahead.
So apparently each team has 12 footballs. Mm-hmm. So in the first half, the technical team or whatever, they caught that 11 of those footballs were deflated. Mm-hmm. But listen, it does make it better for the quarterback to throw to receivers and catch. It also makes it better for the defense to intercept these balls. Anywho, in the second half, they replaced all those 12 footballs. The Patriots scored a majority of their points in the second half regardless. They scored 27 points.
Listen, yeah, but the Deflategate at that point for that entire year, there was a Deflategate. It wasn't just one game.
Don't get me wrong. It's wrong
cheating at the end of the day because you're trying to get a competitive edge on your opponent by cheating. By bending the rules.
Yeah, but how many people cheat and don't get caught?
I mean, they got caught.
They say winners are cheaters that never get caught.
No.
They always say.
No, stop.
They always say that.
And then you have he's always his entire career has been in a good system. Okay, for me, okay, if you put Aaron Rodgers, if you put Patrick Mahomes, if you put Stafford, okay,
those guys are studs.
Okay, put them in the New England system
right now.
The way that it was with Brady there.
Not anymore, though, right?
No, the way that it was when he was winning. Okay. I think they may have more Super Bowls. I think they're raw, talented, better quarterbacks all in all. He just got put into a great system with a great offensive line, top 10 defense for 10 of those years that he was there. Mm-hmm. He was put in great situations where I think anybody, don't get me wrong, I don't think, name a different quarterback that's just
Matt Ryan.
I don't think Matt Ryan would have succeeded much there. He might have just did the same exact thing as Brady.
The Falcons cheated too.
But
you remember that?
No.
the fake sound in the stands.
Oh yeah. They pump that through the system.
You, people are cheating. They're just not getting caught.
So, and then when you put it into perspective in Montana, right, which is what everyone sort of makes them as a go. I didn't watch Montana a lot. I was younger, but just looking at numbers, Montana played 14 years, won 4 Super Bowls in 10 years. Yeah. Okay. Nice. So Brady played 22 years, and the 4th one came in his 14th season. Aikman played 11 years and got 3 Super Bowls. So I still think that it's not a close case, but I think you have to give him the title. But I think there's room for argument at that point. Debate, okay.
Yeah. I think there's a debate for anything.
And I think with him as well, he goes along with this whole LeBron debate, right? Where longevity. He took care of himself so well. He's been in the NFL performing at a high level for so long.
He was always protected, though.
He was always protected.
Always. I think
always. They changed so many rules for him. Tuck rule, or the way you hit the quarterbacks.
Tuck rule is crazy as well.
There's so many different rules that they changed for him.
That was on Charles Woodson, right?
I believe so. Yeah. I believe so.
They had something the other day on TV. They were both sitting with each other and arguing.
So and that's where I'm just like, man, you got to give him title just because of numbers, pure accolades. But no, there's room for argument there. I'm sorry, I don't think if someone came to me and said he's not the GOAT, I wouldn't think they're crazy.
Who's number 2 then?
What do you mean who's number 2?
Who's the second best quarterback of all time? Who can knock Brady off their high horse in your opinion?
Right now?
No,
active?
I'm saying.
I mean, there's argument for Montana.
Okay.
There's argument for Montana. I think he would be the only one there. Truthfully, it's like a 1A, 1B type deal. But right now, I think Patrick Mahomes, he stays healthy and plays as long as he can. A lot of
people are saying he's the GOAT. I think that's very disrespectful.
Too early. Too early. You can't. No, you can't put him up there. But I think he can. Yeah, I think he has the potential to be that if he stays in the league long enough. I think that's for sure. Did you see on his retirement on the video?
Talking about the sand?
Oh my God.
That's some expensive sand.
How much? Last time I checked, how much was it for?
$90K?
90. I think last time I checked, it was late last night. It was at $100K.
They better make some glass out of that.
Okay, and there's pictures of where he was, all this stuff. They could figure out where in the hell he is. Dude, for $90K, go buy a ticket, go down there and bottle your own dang sand.
Go make some
What
sand.
are you doing? Like, I mean, people
for $90,000. You know what you could get for $90,000?
You know what you could do and help people with $90,000? I mean, you just have that kind of money to throw. I mean, just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous 90K. At that point. Super Bowl. So we got some Super Bowl predictions, but let's talk about it's in Phoenix. The last 2 Super Bowls that were played in Phoenix were unreal Super Bowls. They were the Giants beating the undefeated Patriots, and the Patriots beating Seattle. Remember when they should have ran the ball and with Marshawn Lynch on the one and Malcolm Butler. Yeah. Malcolm Butler intercepted. So those are 2 great.
That Super Bowl didn't sit well with me.
No, well,
it still doesn't.
It doesn't. You got Marshawn Lynch. You run the damn ball.
Every single play that year. Marshawn on the one. Marshawn on the one.
Give it to him. Give it to him. Like, just give it to Marshawn. Plain and simple.
I'm not going to get into my thoughts. Let's continue.
What's your thoughts?
I don't know.
Don't tell me you're going Arian Foster on us right now with freaking scripted crap.
I don't know. Let's continue.
No, stop. So when you're looking in regards to Andy Reid facing his own team.
I didn't even think about
that.
Okay.
So, dude, he's been successful.
Reid's
the guy's been unreal. All right, Big Red's getting it done.
I think they got him a cheeseburger for the AFC championship.
Did they?
I think so.
Did they?
They rewarded him.
He's been unreal as a coach. But in Phoenix has been 2 great Super Bowls. This is the 3rd. Who's your favorites?
Who do I think is going to win?
Yeah, you want me to give you the stats first and then you can make up your mind, or you already got your mind set?
I think the Chiefs are going to take this one.
Yeah.
I think the Chiefs. I like the Eagles because in fantasy this year I had Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown in the majority of my leagues.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good game. I think the Chiefs come out.
So I'm with you to the point of you can never count out the Chiefs.
So I want the Eagles to win.
I think the Eagles are winning.
I want them to win. I really do.
Yeah.
But I think the Chiefs are going to win.
Okay. So, I mean, right now, their Eagles are only favored by 1.5, which is basically no line at all. They've scored 32 rushing touchdowns and 7 in the playoffs, so 39 total on the year. Philly faced Daniel Jones and Brock Purdy, which they faced nobody to get to the Super Bowl. Yeah, okay. But Eagles offensive line play has ranked number 1 preseason. And still till today, from wire to wire, they've been number 1 throughout the entire year. Mm-hmm. Their defense was ranked number 2. So those are some good, hefty stats right there. When you're looking at the Chiefs, at the end of the season, they were on a 5-game win streak. They were hot. They beat Trevor Lawrence, who was hot at the time, and Joe Burrow. Mahomes, when everyone said, "Oh, rush him, he's a pocket. He's got to scramble out his ankle." He stood in that pocket.
Fine.
Yeah, but he was a little ginger on it. But he stood in that pocket and he threw it for 326 yards that game. So he could do either one.
This is a year after losing their number 1 receiver as well.
Yeah, which is just great. So I think the Chiefs Offensive line, still ranked 4. Defense, 11th. So I think at that point, it's a pretty even Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So I think we should be in for a good game right now. But it's just a matter of who comes out on top.
Yeah.
I hate to count out Patrick Mahomes. I think he has the potential to dethrone Brady as the GOAT.
But that's much later.
Much later.
Yes.
But Eagles in my preseason. Eagles
Fly
is my
Eagles
now.
fly?
Fly Eagles fly. I think they got it. I think they will take it no matter what it goes at that point. So I know honestly, I could root on them. I could root for them, but I'm not mad either way. I have nothing tied to this game except for I want a good game.
You want a good game? You want to relax?
I ain't gonna relax. I ain't gonna relax. I got 20 kids coming to my house to watch. Yeah, I got 20 little Rugrats running around. So as long as my Steelers aren't in the game, I love my kids.
Blood pressure's subtle.
Oh yeah, that'll be it. All right. So that's been our episode for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If there's anything that you liked, please make sure you guys share it. Click that subscribe, click that bell. Make sure you follow us and like us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, everywhere.
Yes, sir.
We're there. I'm Dr. Mo.
Dr. Ahmad.
Morning Cup of Moes. Have a great day.
Take it easy.
You